Howdy, howdy, folks. Welcome to another edition of Sticks-n-Stonez. Man, I'm tearing it up this week, Aaron. 2 days in a row, and I'm going to try for three. Going to try to go for tomorrow too. I'm really feeling it. So I hope everybody's enjoying it. Hope everybody's enjoying the weekend. Today's pairing is all about finesse over force. We're stepping into a kind of a smoother lane with an Irish whiskey that's elegance meets a refined medium body Habano cigar. This is the kind of pairing that it doesn't overwhelm. It kind of unfolds, rewarding you with more and more the longer that you sit. Now, the spirit, almost dropped it, is Tullamore Dew, 12-year-old, aged 12 years. And the cigar is a Crowned Heads Coroneta Earl, or Coroneta Habano Earl. There's a lot of words in there, so it's a Coroneta Earl. Now, the spirit, Tullamore Dew, is 80 proof. It's a blended Irish whiskey that is triple distilled. The mash is a blend of corn, or a grain whiskey component, malted barley, and unmalted barley. That kind of mash bill, that combination delivers a creaminess and a softness from the barley with a light sweetness from the corn, creating really an ultra smooth profile that won't overpower a really balanced cigar. Let's go ahead and get some glassed up here. Man, I'm just rolling, ain't I? I'm doing good. We own it today. All right. Now, look at that in the glass. Remember yesterday's episode? If you saw it, uh, we were going with Talisker, 10-year-old, and had that really beautiful kind of light, ripe wheat field or ripe hay field kind of look to it. This spirit kind of has that same look in the glass, just that beautiful light golden color. It's got really nice legs on the nose. Basically no ethanol at all. I mean, this is an 80 proof, so you can't get any lower than 80 proof as far as, regular whiskey goes. It'd have to be something else. There we go. Just wanted to make sure I was actually saying something that didn't look like I couldn't talk. But I get notes of green apple, honey, vanilla. There's these light floral notes kind of wafting through there, and then there's just a touch of toasted wood. I really love the Tullamore Dew. It is a budget-friendly cigar as far as a 12-year-old goes, and it is really good. It's very good. Let me just tell you how good it is. And it is a whiskey that pretty much anybody could drink, um, because at 80 proof, it is not overpowering. On the palate, you get this nice creamy mouthfeel with some wonderful notes of honey and orchard fruit layered in there with a soft spice and just a little subtle bit of oak. Very good. Very good. The finish, let me have another sip. It's good stuff. Um, the finish is clean. It's kind of a medium. I wouldn't say medium, really, maybe medium short, but it's not a short finish, a little bit longer than that. Kind of lingers with some sweetness and a nice, gentle spice fade. So I think you would really enjoy this, and it could go with a plethora of cigars. I am, dudes, can you please? I am going to pair it with this Crowned Heads Coroneta Earl Habano. This has Nicaraguan filler and binder, and then it has an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. Uh, construction, uh, it's got impeccable construction. And either they're getting better at rolling these things or my eyes are getting worse. I kind of think it's probably the latter, as I can't see any seams. Although, if I can get this held up just right, it does have some fairly pronounced veining in it. There's not a tremendous amount of it, but they do have 2 or 3 veins in there that are pretty pronounced. It is as you can tell, just a not quite a medium brown, a little bit lighter than that, a dark tan, and it has a wonderful triple cap. Well, you can almost can't see that third one. It's just barely sticking out below the middle cap. All right, let's give it a little nose here. It has some very enticing notes of cedar and toasted nuts. You get some nice hay in there and a touch of kind of a citrusy brightness that I think is going to work very well with the Tullamore Dew. Let's go ahead and give it a cut. I'm going to use the Cassetti V cutter, my normal cut. Excellent V cut there. And I'm going to go ahead and slip the foot band off here if I can get a hold of it. So we'll be ready to roll. All right, on the cold draw. That is a really easy draw, and you get some great notes of almond, just a little bit of light pepper, and some dry wood. Simple, but elegant. Mm. All right, let's go ahead and get it toasted. I'm really shooting for 15 minutes today. I've been doing 18, and yesterday's was 20. So I gotta keep it rolling. There's some squirrel. There's some great notes of toasted cedar and a wonderful creaminess with a little light nuttiness that leads those three. Um, and then there is just a very subtle kind of citrus lift. Keep it all held together. All right, one more. On the retrohale, you get a little bit of pepper, but you get a nice smooth leather on the retrohale. Most people, there may be a lot of people that don't want to try to do that, but you do pick up some other things when you're doing that. So let's go ahead and try them together. We'll have to do that again. Those do go very well together. Now, this is going to be a pairing that won't just like knock your socks off, but it is a pairing that's going to be smooth and elegant and satisfying. Um, Great for just hanging out on the back porch, right? Not every pairing that you do has to be one that is just going to be a out of the park grand slam walk off home run, right? Because not every pairing can be. But you want to have solid pairings in your repertoire that you can just pull out at any time. I mean, this is a cigar I could like smoke on a daily basis. It's not an extremely long cigar. It's not an extremely fat cigar. Probably get through this in about 40 minutes. So, not that I'm gonna keep y'all around that long. All right, one more time. The whiskey's honey and orchard fruit just immediately like soften the cigar's kind of dryness, that dry wood I talked about, creating a creamy, approachable opening. And then the citrus notes from both start to kind of intertwine and align together and just kind of pull it all together. Kind of like shoestrings when you pull on each end and it cinches them up. It kind of pulls it all together. That's the one thing that does it. So It's good pairing. It's great for a Saturday, a day before summer solstice afternoon. And while I've got you here, captivated, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring all those bells, do all the whistles and stuff. I really appreciate all of the support. So I want to keep doing this, but I'll get pushed down the algorithm if people aren't interacting. So tell me how you like the things. Show me, throw me a comment. I can't always pick them up here, but I try. Um, it could be anything. You tell me I'm a dumbass, don't have any idea what I'm talking about with cigars and spirits. I don't care. That's fine. This is a very subjective thing. What I taste and smell may not be what you taste and smell. Staying at somebody this week online, they were talking about there's a certain spirit, and they didn't really like it. And I'm like, oh, that's the great thing about it is, it's all whatever makes you happy. That's what you should go with. So, but yeah, leave me comments. I love comments. I try. Sometimes I may be late, but I try to get back to every one of them. All right. So I don't keep y'all and go over. Um, Once we get into the kind of the midpoint of the cigar, the meat of the cigar in the middle, the body is going to build slightly. There's going to be a little more defined spice, some roasted nuts, and some deeper wood tones kind of come through. Um, and this is, kind of where the pairing really starts locking together. You can think of it as kind of a play or a musical where you're getting started, things are starting to come together, and then when you get to the midway point, everything really starts locking in together, and you're like, all right, I got it. The whiskey's soft spice echoes the cigar's pepper, while its creaminess kind of smooths out all those rough edges, and a honeyed almond plus light spice synergy kind of develops there. And then as you get towards the end of the cigar, uh, it becomes earthier and more structured with oak and a little light char and a mild bitterness that kind of enter into the profile. And the Tullamore keeps things under control. Its sweetness kind of rounds off the edges of the bitterness while maintaining that clarity, and the finish remains clean instead of heavy. Uh, doesn't give you any kind of like palate fatigue or anything like that. The Ecuadorian Habano wrapper on the cigar drives a balance of cedar, spice, and subtle citrus, just perfectly complemented by the whiskey's soft fruit and honeyed profile. I really can't say enough about the spirit as far as it just being a great. It's a 12-year-old. It's not a budget buster, and it's great to pour pretty much any time. Um, Overall, it's a refined and easygoing pairing that emphasizes balance and texture and subtle evolution over intensity. This is kind of a session pairing that's smooth and layered and highly repeatable. This could be one of those like kind of go to every day kind of things, because it is really uh, it's that good in a, how do I put this, kind of a normal sense where this is, like I said earlier, this is not a grand slam home run walk off in the ninth inning. This is a just a very likable, enjoyable pairing. My final verdict, I would give the Tullamore Dew an 8.6. There are some other Irish 12s out there that I would rate higher, but when you're starting to talk about not only drinkability but price point and things of that nature, you know. So this is an 8.6 out of 10. I would give the Coroneta Earl, the Habano, an 8.4 out of 10. And overall, together, that's not averaged. They actually score a little higher than the two individuals at 8.8 out of 10. Uh, the total experience would be right there, 8.7, 8.8, something like that. I hope you have enjoyed this episode as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Please hit like, subscribe, share, notify, ring all the bells, blow all the whistles, leave me comments, let me know how you like it. Share it with your friends. That's how I grow. 15 minutes. Until we get to be together again, keep your sticks dry, your stones cold, and have a great day.